Okay, this is going to be another Pile prefab editor tutorial. This time I'm going to show you how I add sleeper volumes to a to a prefab. I'm going to just find the prefab first. Look at the cool shit people make, man. This is just awesome. Tanks and missile launchers and shit, and that awesome ass seafood shop and that ranger cabin over there. Another tank, racetrack. Anyway, here's the building I want to rip. What's going on over here? Tanks without turrets, cool. So this is a prefab somebody made, so I'm going to rip it based off of what they want to be ripped. So the real quick ripping process once again, make sure there's nothing underneath. There's nothing underneath. That way I don't have to rip anything underneath. Basically I'm going to stand in this corner here and go down a little bit. F1, LOC. Go to the opposite corner. Boop, 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 boop. Whoa, it's a much larger area. How much of that does he want ripped? I have no idea. So I'm just going to stand over here and rip just the building then. So I'll just put my nose against the building. Fly like an eagle, making sure my feet are higher than the highest point of the prefab. And then BC underscore export. Let's call it paintball underscore paintball. That's not BC underscore export, it's BC dash export. I'm a retard today. No sleep because it's raining and flooding and tornadoing here in Houston it's crazy over here. Anyway, BC dash export underscore paintball, prefab exported. You know, I wasn't actually going to show this part, but I might as well. Whenever we export, basically what it does is it puts the files into the data folder of this dedicated server and the prefabs, and then there it is. That's the two files that went right there, right? So since I don't directly edit it from that, I have to copy it over to my local computer, and then basically move it over. So let me log out of that, and here they are now on my local computer. So bring up the prefab editor. Boom, 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 boom. I don't want to get a new version just yet. File load. And what was it called again? Paintball? Oh shit, I already forgot what it was called. Oh, that's right, because it's not even there anyway. Underscore paintball. Alright, so anyway, here's the file, right? So obviously I don't want all these files, so I mean all this stuff, so I don't know how much of this he wants me to keep or not. It looks like he built some of this road, so I guess he wants me to keep some of this road, or that's from from the actual road itself. I don't really know what the actual plan is, so I'm going to go ahead and just rip it just around the building. Let's see what kind of blocks we got in here, though. Okay, I see some loot chests out here, so yeah, I'm going to actually go ahead and keep pretty much everything, because it looks like he intentionally put a car out here and a car out here, so he's keeping that, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. So what I'll do then is I'll go ahead and hit this little, not that thing, this thing right here, and then zoom out a little bit here. So clearly this is an oddball, right? So I'm going to go ahead and right click it. I don't want this, I want this one. And why am I not red? Okay, that's just weird. So, okay, there we go. I'm going to drag it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and remove those rows. And then go back to that, and then I want to remove this column. Go back to this and remove this row. I don't like that it moves to a different layer after I cut, but whatever. Let's see, what is this over here? Hubcap, no mine. So this is more decoration. So it looks like he wants to keep this whole thing. Anyway, not the purpose of this video though, but it still needs to be done anyway. Take a look at my side view. So yeah, he's got ground here, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this one as well. This is how you remove layers. And then the highest point seems to be this thing right here, but I'm going to go through it just to make sure. So I like to go one block higher and remove those rows. And now I have the prefab, right? So I'm going to go ahead and file, save. Go back to the top view, and then hopefully he's got sleepers placed somewhere. If he doesn't, then this is going to be a really crappy tutorial. Zoom in. What am I? Does he not have sleepers in? He's got chest in, but I don't actually see any sleepers. Okay, so I'm going to do this two ways then. Okay, let's just look at the door. So let's say I want to place a sleepy here, right? So I'm going to go to, and this place a sleeper there. Now there's a sleeper block there, but I'm going to go ahead and place a bunch. And then I'm going to place a bunch here. Place a bunch here, because I don't really know this. He should have probably done this inside the game itself. That way he can kind of place them and face them the correct direction and whatnot. So, but this is just a quick and dirty thing for the tutorial, so I'm just going to place a shit ton and see what happens. And then what's going on over here? There's a torch in the ground. I don't really understand what this is. This is concrete blocks. Concrete block. Oh yeah, dumb. Friggin' idiot. I have just spawned a bunch of sleepers. I didn't place all those, so he must have done sleepers, I guess. He placed them too low? Okay, now I gotta go see what he actually did, because that seems a little weird, but I don't know how he placed them. Boom chicka wow wow. So anyway, yeah, Houston got hit by that Hurricane Harvey. Well, more or less the dirty side of the storm, Hurricane Harvey. We didn't get a direct hit, but we're getting all the rain bands, so Houston is flooding, and people are, it's bad. Super, super, super bad. People having to be rescued out of their roofs and whatnot, and some people are crazy enough when the water gets up to the second floor, they're going into the attic, which they don't realize that traps them, so, you know, there's going to be some deaths. Anyway, insanity. Let's go see what he's actually got then, so I have an idea of what I'm working with. So I don't actually see any sleeper blocks, so I don't think he actually placed any. Oh, look, there he is right there. Okay. I guess he's not done with this. Literally recording to show you how to make volumes. I didn't see any sleeper volumes. You see any sleepers? I don't see any sleepers. Anyway, that's the author. Okay, be back in a bit. I don't see any sleeper blocks. Let's just tab over. Alright, so sleeper idle, sleeper idle. So it looks like he's actually replaced, or maybe I just did it, all of these concrete blocks with sleepers, and that's probably not a good idea, because you kind of want them like not inside the concrete itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this, and this is concrete block, edit, concrete block, and I'm going to remove my sleepers, and then I'm going to select sleepers here where they're actually supposed to go. Anyway, so go back to here, I'm going to go here, and then you got your front door right here, so you get greeted by a couple of sleepers here. Looks like this is a locker room because I see a bunch of chests. Put some sleepers here. Just going to put sleepers all over the damn place, right? And then here's the actual paintball area itself. And you're going to say, wow, that's a lot of sleepers, but you have to remember too that sleepers don't spawn like consistently. You're not going to get a bunch of sleepers. Not going to happen, because you basically get a chance for sleepers. Alright, that's it for sleepers. Maybe get a few out here too. So let's see what we're going to do. Maybe a couple more here too. So sleeper volume is like this, right? It's literally a box that when you walk into the area, it awakens all the other sleepers. It rolls dice rather to find out if it awakens all the sleeper blocks that are in the area, right? So basically I go to sleeper volumes here and new sleeper volume, and I get this little box right here. I'm going to left click my mouse, and I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to right click to resize. Now basically what's going to happen is anytime somebody enters within the pink area, all of the sleeper blocks are going to be activated based on the dice rolls in that area. Now because the dice rolls are pretty slim, because of game stages and some other factors, you really aren't going to necessarily wake up all these zombies. A lot of these are just going to be air. In fact, you might not even see any zombies. But anyway, so here's what sort of determines that. There's these things called sleeper volume groups. Now, when you look at this from a layers point of view, this is the first floor, right? So this is people walking on this ground right here. Then you go up a layer and then up another layer. So basically it's 3-block high volume. That means if somebody were to fly in at the 4th block, high block, it would not activate the sleeper volume. So it's a 3-dimensional cube, right? Anyway, so I'm going to choose the sleeper volume group. I'm going to go make it S default S. That's sleeper default small. So that's going to be a small group. So by default, that's going to be a small group. So if somebody's basically chucking along here, they walk in, it all wakes all these little dudes up. Now here's the front door, right? So I want to create a sleeper volume that's going to wake up these guys, but I don't want to have to wait for the front door. So I'm going to go into a new sleeper volume, drag it over here, and this is where intelligent sleeper volume design comes in, and I learned this completely from SLAN, and it made a shit ton of sense, so I'm sticking with it. So basically I want to push out a little bit more here. That way we can get double active on these as well, just in case this sleeper volume doesn't activate these sleepers. We can double up on them. So now when somebody's walking in, they walk in here, it activates all these sleeper blocks. When they walk in here, it activates all these sleeper blocks, right? Kind of wakes them up. I'm going to make those a little bit harder. I'm going to make those default medium. That gives them just more of a chance for spawning when you look at the XMLs. So my goal, though, is I need to intelligently place sleeper volumes so that I cover all of these other rooms, right? So I have some sleepers here too, right? Well, where do I want them to be activated at? Make a new sleeper volume. Oops. Left click this up. Basically, since here's the door, I want them to activate when somebody comes in the door. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And maybe a little bit more too. Let me get this so I don't stop accidentally hitting sleepers. So now if somebody comes into the door, it activates. Oops. That's not what I want. So when it comes in the door, well, they're already activating all these sleepers, right? But they come into the door here. Now they're activating all the ones in this square, which catches these. So now when they open this door, they might have a nice little surprise here, right? Make sense? Good. And basically, I'm just going to go around placing sleeper volumes. Keep on right-clicking for some reason. And basically, I'm making the volumes slightly larger than where I want the zombies to spawn, because I want somebody to walk in here and activate these zombies. I don't want them to be surprised by, you know, maybe I just have a volume this big and just to cover the zombie, and then they're going to see it teleport in, and that just looks dumb. So I'm going to change this one to default medium, this one to default medium. I like default medium. Now, the typical TFP prefab, they have one sleeper volume. They have one that surrounds the entire house, and that's it. And I just think that's horrible design. It's lazy. Now, when you look at the more complicated prefabs like the skyscrapers, they're more intelligently designed like this. But most prefabs are just you walk near it and it wakes them up. Boring. So I'm going to make sure again that all these are covered. Looks like we got another door here. So I need another sleeper volume. Move it over. And then push it out a little bit past the door. That way when they walk in here, it activates them. And we'll make that one sleeper volume large. Let's see, so that area is covered, right? Another sleeper volume here. Now you got to be cubes. You can't like make fancy shapes. So since I don't have any sleepers in here, I'm not going to worry about it. But I'll go ahead and make one here. Push it out. Cover up a little bit. Double up a little bit. And then that way, anybody who walks in this green area here is going to activate these sleepers. And we'll make that one medium. And just so you know, these are different spawn groups. Different spawn groups contain different. I'll just show you spawn entity groups. So, oops. Oh, what am I looking at? I need spawn groups or spawning. What am I looking for? I forget the name of the damn file. Oh, entity groups. No, it wasn't entity groups. Game stages? Yeah, they are. Okay, so anyway, what I've been using the most is S default medium, and I use the sleeper GS list, right, with these settings. So basically, 75% chance to have one with a 1 hit point, A decoy chance of 20%, empty chance of 10%. So you can see there's not a whole lot of chances for an actual zombie to actually spawn because of all the chances of zombies that are pieces of shit that spawn. Empty chance of 10%, decoy chance is 20%, and decoy 1 hit point chance means those little 1-hit zombies you can headshot before they wake up, 75%. That's just really high. So this is actually not a very good group. We're not going to get a lot of spawns, but you get the idea. And it pulls it from Sleeper GS list. Sleeper GS list, which is somewhere in here. Long story short, though, it tells you what the zombies are, but I'm not going to go into that because that's not what we're here for. Anyway, so back to this, right? Back to paint and sleepers. So now I've gotten this part covered. I need to cover this room right here. Another sleeper volume. Move this bad boy up to here. And because remember, people are going to be coming in this door, or this door, right? So I'm going to go ahead and expand this one to cover the outside of all these doors. People aren't going to typically come through the wall, but if they do, yeah, fuck it, we'll just make it happen. So now somebody comes in here, they pass this line right here, these zombies all get woken up. These we're going to make a little different. Let's go ahead and make these sort of badass motherfuckers. Badass extra large, because why not? Let's just make whatever room this is. Old sink, looks like it's maybe a kitchen or a break room, because it's got a sink and a refrigerator. I'm looking up here, by the way. Trash can. So alright, now we got the main hall right here. This is where all the magic happens, right? Well, I've got the special area right here. Looks like he's got set up for maybe some sort of defense, so I'll go ahead and wrap that in here, and I'll also make that some sort of badass type thing too, badass extra large. Then I have this main room here, which is where the actual paintball arena is, and this one I'm going to make just a really big large sleeper volume. New sleeper volume, pull it out over here. Let's pull it out and wake up every zombie. And I'm also going to make that a badass extra large. So what don't I have covered? I don't have covered these guys out here, right? So I'm going to make another sleeper volume. New sleeper volume. And then make it so that if you walk into this area here, these all wake up. And make these another default medium. And that is how you make sleeper volumes. Now, does he have a second floor? Let's find out. Whoops. Does not appear to have a second floor, but he does have a roof. So how would we do this, right? Because here's the ductwork, and here's like, I guess, here's the second floor. So let's go ahead and put some zombies in there. Now you notice there's no more of these sleeper volumes because remember they're only 3 blocks high. That's based on this setting right here. If I change it to like 10 and I come back to it, you can see that's this one right here. But I don't want to do that. Change it back to 3. And in order to changes make effect, you got to actually go in and out of the layer. So let's go ahead and place some sleeper zombies here. And we'll just make a generic sleeper volume block up here that just covers, I have an idea. Let's go ahead and actually delete this one. This will show you how to do this as well. So basically this is the one that's highlighted, and I'm going to delete the volume. Let's go down the stairs. See, this looks like there's loose board trap. Oh, I shouldn't have probably spoiled that for you, but oh well. I don't know how, here's the stairs up here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is make it so that when you step on this step right here, it's going to activate all those, right? New sleeper volume. And so this is the layer, or basically the height where the sleeper volume is going to start. So that way this is not going to overlap with what's underneath it, but as people are walking up the stairs, it's going to activate the sleeper volume up here. Now you'll note that it sort of stops. I have the green line right here. It stops right here. Just to cover my bases, I'm going to go ahead and change the height of this sleeper volume size. I'm going to just make it 6, just to cover my bases. That way it extends higher up. So even if somebody gets on the roof, it's going to activate them. Are there any rooftop zombies? I didn't see any. So let's put some. Let's see, there's a wood, metal block, steel block. This is a bit strong building. Let's place some sleepers. Boo, 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 whatever. New sleeper volume. And I'm just going to actually do the whole entire thing because it doesn't make a difference. Because these aren't going to stop until you're actually on the roof, or start until you're on the roof. So, like down here, it doesn't make a difference. The sleeper volume's not active. But you get up here, and all of a sudden, you're active. And that is how you place sleeper volume blocks. Then you make sure you go to options, make sure write prefab XML is checked. Otherwise, this is all for naught. File, save. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like. So basically this is a graphical way to create these things, all these magic numbers right here. Do you really want to be typing this shit out and doing the math? I don't think so. These are the coordinates. From 0 to 1 to 50, it's number 19. And then it's none of that shit makes any sense, right? So let's just go ahead and just use the graphical thing from now on. And yeah, that is it.